Thank you so much for joining the channel again. So we have already discussed couple of things on the Cloud Foundry. Today we are focusing on knowledge memory tools. So in the last episode we discussed the knowledge and memory, and before that in day two we discussed what is knowledge in terms of RAG. We already have a session on some of the I think day 8, day 9 for tools. Now we will see going to use what and what is the significance of these three terms. Again, knowledge memory, because if you don't understand you cannot use it even though you know this. So why voice agent fails? So user build agent and connect to the model. That's fine, normal. Then user asks, can I remember my user ID? What the HR policy? How many leaves do I have right now? So your current leave can be given by the tool. What is the policy document that will be given by the knowledge? And can I remember my employee ID means user context, that is memory. The agent starts failing because these three questions require three different capabilities. This is very important. Understanding the difference is the most important. So what is knowledge, what is memory, what is tool, how bounds of Foundry implement each, when to use knowledge, when to use memory, when to use tool. This is very important. So knowledge for that the speaks document company policies that will not change frequently. Memory is for user context, personalization, chat preferences. Tool actually to get the latest information either from the web search, leave API, payroll API, API connectivity. So part one is understanding the knowledge. Knowledge is nothing but stored documents. Instead of asking LLM to find it from the hallucinate and using the trained model, better to refer the company specific documents. It will give you more realistic response. So PDF document chunking, embedding, and AI search means it is okay. Foundry IQ. This already discussed in the day 4. Foundry component, blob storage, Azure AI search, Foundry IQ, knowledge base agent. So this are all to work together. Blob will store the document. Azure AI search will do the indexing. Knowledge base will keep the data for from the Azure AI search through indexing, and Foundry IQ use the knowledge from the knowledge base and give it to the agent. So can I forward the leave? That is a policy document. My memory store context. Remember. Memory architecture, conversational store, memory store, context retrieval, agent response. Why memory stores employee ID, location, department, preferences, conversational history, and session context. So these are the important. HR example, I am employee. How many leaves do I have? Agent response, employee ID is this. This is memory. A tool allows agent to execute the leave archive access data, database, API, payroll, all. Tool, user, agent. So tool is very important to get the realistic data. Memory is for you to store the user context, and RAG is knowledge is which will contain your policy and everything, the document that will be used as a knowledge repository. How many leaves do I have? Definitely it is a tool. Right. But what is the policy? How many times? And who am I? That is memory. So knowledge, remember these things, storage PDF, knowledge, storing context, memory, live data, tool, execute actions, tool, Azure AI search, knowledge base, Azure use Cloud Foundry, knowledge, call API by tool. So these are very important. Can I carry forwardly? That is a policy. How many days I have? That is tool. Who am I? That is, so I am this California, then the user plus knowledge plus memory. Same thing. So memory, you can store in vector database and everything. Here we have shown the dictionary. Using knowledge for live data. No, live data only for tool, like web search. Using memory as a database. No, memory is only for storing the temporary context, not for permanent. Don't think it's a persistent storage. Persistent storage is nothing but it will come from the tool. Tool will connect to the database. Mistake 3, user using tool for policy. No, policy document is very fixed. It will change over a period of time, not frequently. So that means this document belongs to the knowledge. Best practices, store policies in the knowledge. Very important. Store user context in the memory. Store live data use all three together, evaluate regularly, monitor use. So agent may talk to the memory to store context, knowledge, to store documents, tool to get the live data either from database through the API or web search. So knowledge answers what does company know? Memory answers what does the agent remember? Temporary context. What agent can do. So I think hope this is you understood the difference between knowledge, tool, and memory. Very, very important. These three questions, if you can answer, you will understand the purpose. Okay, remembering part temporary memory, policies knowledge, specific live details live data, then tools. Thank you so much.